5 red lights, and away we go here. I don't really want to be on board with the Haas driver of Seb, as much as I'm sure he'll do quite well here this evening. Into turn 1 they go. It looks like we got a little bit of contact for the Mercedes of Wangon. He is stationary on the track. He's been hit by the McLaren of Sam there, but I think it was the Toro Rosso, potentially of Charles Leclerc, and a Williams there. That's Neva who's spun round out of turn 3. We've got yellow flags, but obviously no safety car as it is disabled. So Seb leads. Ben is up 1. It looks like, where is Mayo? He's down 5 places in 7th. Not a great start for him. Seb sets a 1:59.2 to start. A big slide from Kris on the exit of the final turn. A little bit of contact between him and Kyle. It looked like Kris was just slowly drifting to the left. Again, a little bit of contact between the two. This is like Sergio Perez and Ocon, I believe it was, back a few years ago. But Kyle might be capitalising on this whole thing. Wangon has received a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Kris defending up the inside against Keon. Keon's standing to gain 2 places if the other two aren't careful here. I shouldn't think we're getting DRS in this race because of the weather. Keon has made the move past Kris by the looks of it. He goes up the inside. Kris defends around the outside, getting a much better exit from the corner. Ben the Bear very close behind the Haas of Seb. He will be looking to improve upon last week where he wasn't able to join because of technical difficulties, but he makes a very easy looking move around Seb there. Zmayo is going to come back past Keon here. Obviously started way higher up the grid than the Red Bull. Keon not going to get that easily with the DRS. He swings past onto Nicole Highway. And what an astonishing move from him. So now Kyle and Kris, their battle is for 3rd. Kris is 2 seconds down after getting that front wing changed, but it shouldn't stop him for a while. Conte is retired from the session 2 weeks in a row now. A strong candidate in terms of the championship fight, as Zmayo challenges Keon up the inside. The same move that Keon pulled on him 1 lap ago, only this time it was a little bit less balls in, a little bit more calculated per se. So they definitely could catch, and we saw Seb is way off the pace of Ben as Kris looks up the outside of Kime. He's not going to make it around here by the looks of it. He has gone past, according to the thing. He's got the inside at the next corner, and he just about makes it through, leaving just enough space on the outside for the Haas as they come together on turn 9. Kris gets away unscathed. It looks like Zmayo's come into contact with the Haas. He's going to get DRS here, and we see that pop open. If only the camera angle would show us the other car. There it is. Up the inside goes the Haas, and he's having a very similar looking incident, only this time it doesn't end as catastrophically as it did before. Not an ideal race for them at all here. Zmayo is looking for the move now around the outside into turn 7, and Kris pushes him very wide, not leaving him much room at all. But this time Zmayo's given a bit of space at the inside, but doesn't have the speed to carry through the corner. Here we go. Zmayo clipping the outside or the wall on the exit of, what was that, turn 5? Yeah, I think it was. Or maybe turn 6. But either way, that's not going to help him in his battle for 3rd here. Zmayo here is right on Kris's bumper as they come into the DRS on the start-finish straight. Craven's in the pits. I don't think that's really going to impact too many people as MRL Zmayo looks around the outside of Kris, not making it. Can he get a cutback here on the exit of turn 3? He can't. Zmayo again looking for a try and pull a similar move. See, my thinking maybe is he's looking up the outside every time in order to just one time just bait him into going for the defence again and do something different. I guess that's what he could do if he just keeps repeating the same move over and over again. Keon and Kime have changed positions, but Zmayo and Kris touching wheels. Kris still holds on just about, but Kime has come into the pits. He will not be too happy with that, although he's on soft tyres now, so he might be able to pit in a fastest lap and get another point from that. Make it past Kris here. When these guys get back into the sector 3, just in case Zmayo makes the move. When these guys get back to places where he's very unlikely to overtake, as they goes around the outside, he's actually in front. Kris still at the inside though, and again, Zmayo comes into contact with the McLaren. It's not fatal, but he's going to lose time. Like, Ben's coming at him pretty hard, and 23 lap old odds. I wasn't even sure if he was going to be able to get into the end of the race, let alone defend against Ben on 9 lap old mediums. This is quite the performance on the Haas, but is he able to keep him there for 2 laps? Unfortunately for Seb, I don't think so. And it kind of, I was about to say it kind of looked like him through, but he's really pranked Ben there. He gave him the inside line just for free, and there we go. Ben took the inside, but he just way overshot him. Oh, they're coming. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I didn't know. Charles Leclerc smashes it into the wall as Kime comes past Domai. Unbelievable scenes here. Ben is still behind Seb for the time being. He might not stay there for very long though. It looks like we're not going to see anything much more from here. You can see all the debris from the what are they called? Toro Rosso, just scattered across the track here with just 2 laps remaining. MRL is going to come back past Keon, but he is going to keep himself up in first for the time being. Realistically, if he gets to sector 3, that's going to make him... And Ben tries so hard to carry speed through turn 5, but loses his end plate. It shouldn't affect him too much, given the tyre difference. And Ben tries on the other side. Are we going to see the same thing happen? Ben spins! Oh my goodness. Ben has spun, trying to make it up the inside of Seb there, but he's not made it. That is so unfortunate. Second place in the Drivers' Championship, and now first place around Singapore here. What an evening it's been for this guy. Hard for the win indeed. 25 laps on these bad boys, and he comes across the line in first place. A well-deserved effort from Seb. An unfortunate ending for Ben, although second place is nothing to be ashamed of. Kris in third. So we've got 23 seconds to go over this leaderboard here. So Seb wins. Ben with a 3-second time penalty comes home in second. Kris third. Zmayo fourth. Keon fifth. Kime 6th, Domai 7th, Charles Leclerc in 8th, Craven with 18 seconds of penalties comes home in 9th, Wangord, the only other finisher, comes home in 10th, despite the fact that he was 3 laps down. Everyone else DNF'd, Sven, Neva, Sam, DeCante and Seren. So for him to come through in third is pretty decent, and he gets another solid few points, although the championship lead of his does close a little bit. He's gonna lose a good chunk. What is that, about 10 points he's gonna lose? So it goes down to 13 points. So we could quite easily see a different championship leader next weekend if Seb has a good shot. And that is the end of the F1VL Season 2 Singapore Grand Prix. Last season it was an absolute blast. This season, no different.